and welcome to Stateside with me, Graham Hughes, and the wonderful Scott Williams. How you doing, Scott, mate?
Long
You
time
right?
no see.
Yeah. You all right?
Hmm.
So it was a bit late getting started there. That was my fault, not Scott's. I was a bit
I
late
was
getting the
waiting,
link.
yeah.
Scott's like, where's the link, you bastard?
Yeah, well, I didn't call you a bastard,
No,
but
you wouldn't be so rude. But
I just did in my head.
just want to say,
Okay.
big shout out to Sarah and to Diz and to Graham Price in the chat. Chris as well is in the chat. Graham Price again, and then Diz again, Sarah Davis again. We've got SG in there if anyone wants to say hello. If you want to join our friendly chat, our friendly people in the chat, all you need to do is hit the subscribe button, wait for a minute, and then you'll be able to join the chat. Just don't be a troll, okay? Just be friendly, be nice. So Scott, my question is, does America have some kind of fucking humiliation kink? Like, seriously, from the Democrats just loving to lose to all of the people around Trump just absolutely burning themselves, on his altar, flailing themselves alive, and then he just leaves them in the dust. He just goes, right, done with you, go away. And they're like, look at me, Donald, look at me, and he's like, go away.
Look at me, Daddy Don.
You've got him shitting his fucking nappy. You've got him absolutely being humiliated left, right, and center by Iran, by Israel, by Putin, by Zelensky, by every other leader in the world. Like, is it a kink? What is going on here, Scott? Explain it to us for people who aren't from America.
I wish I knew more, you know what I mean? Because it is crazy, right?
Yes. It's nuts. It's genuinely nuts. This guy. I mean, the thing is, it's weird because, like, if you look up for synonyms of the word humiliation, it comes up with shame. But like, Trump has no shame. He has no
None of
shame
them do.
whatsoever.
There's absolutely no shame in that administration in any way, shape, or form, because they're so weird and deluded to think that what they're doing is right, or what the people want.
Yes.
That they don't have any shame, because they don't feel it. They think that what they're doing is correct. The rest of the world's laughing at them.
Yes.
But they're so deluded they don't think that's actually happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the one thing that one thing that's truly bothered me, in regards to sort of American politics and sort of things that they say, was J.D. Vance this week, who decided he was going to take a pop at the UK.
Yes.
Which it screamed deflection. It screamed hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And it was just one of the most crass things and so blatantly racist.
Yeah.
And it's getting to the point now where either they don't understand how racist they're being, or they are very deliberately being racist. I'm going to go with the latter. I think they know what they're doing, know what they're saying. Whoever's pulling those strings, whoever's giving you're writing those statements, and these guys are just reading them out. We all know it's that weirdo in the background, whatever his name is. I can't remember right now. And I mean, it's really obvious. It's really, really. Oh well, these are people taking their country back. What are you talking about? Like, absolutely insane. And I really,
They must
really
enjoy
believe.
it.
I
They
really,
must
really
enjoy it.
I really believe that um, they need the MAGA morons need to stop talking about other countries and focus on their own.
Yes.
Because you have no right. Two-tier policing came from America.
Yeah.
As a concept. I'm not entirely sure whether it's a thing that is actually happening here. And if it is, I would say it was the other way around that, from what right wingers think it is. It's like them thinking that policing minorities get a better ride of it than white people do, which is the most insane thing I think I've heard in a long time.
It's
But
projection,
that's
isn't it? It's projection.
It truly is. It truly is, because
yeah.
all this is about is them wanting that to happen. What they want really to happen, just more of it.
Yeah.
Is what's happening now.
Yeah.
So they're reversing it. They're flipping and reverse it. Is it work it? Can you work it?
Can you
Got
work
my name down, flip it and reverse it. It's y'all bum.
We got in the chat, we got Graham Price saying National Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, could be a bit of that. Ernie Burns says the thing about the inherent insecurity of the Americans who are anti-intellectual is it's countered over by the performative bravado that has to be fawned to, yeah. And SG, something I was going to mention you, and you mentioned J.D. Vance talking about Henry Novak's murder.
Right,
SG's making a point here, which I was going to bring up about Pete Hegseth's shameful speech in Normandy, where he turned up at one of the last times there's going to be actual veterans. I think there was only about 4 there this time because they're all dying because they're all over 100 years old. And he was there, and he started going off on one about all the immigrants coming over from and invading Europe, and you won't have Europe anymore. This is from a man who comes from a fucking country that is 99.9% made up of fucking immigrants.
But it's not even that, though. He's literally throwing out the argument that the person that we went to war against was saying.
Yeah.
He stood up and went,
Hitler was right.
Normandy,
that's what he said.
You guys fought me.
Yeah.
Hitler.
Yeah.
And now all the things that I warned you about are happening. And so for that I killed you here on this, on this beach landing.
I saw some AI
shocking
that some right-wing organization put out, and it was all the troops on the Normandy beaches. But Scott, it was like AI, right? They were marching into the sea. They were like marching into, and I'm looking at it going, that's not the way. It's like, what are they doing? Are they retreating? Is that what they're doing here? It's not like, quick, everyone back into the sea. We'll be safe there.
I did just find it absolutely shocking. He literally argued for the side that we were at war against.
Yeah, and the fact that Trump did this 250 anniversary concert, right, and all the artists pulled out and they said we're not going to do it. So Trump's like, fine, didn't want to do it anyway. So now he's switched. He's switched now, and he said he's going to do a rally. It's going to be all about him. So he's going to do a 90-minute speech.
What?
Right?
Are you serious? A rally all about Donald Trump?
Yeah. And
it
also,
will never catch on.
He's doing the UFC fight on his lawn.
I thought the fighters were pulling out.
Yeah, some of the fighters are pulling out. I'll probably still go ahead. Apparently, they're having to get soldiers and make the soldiers sit in the crowd because no one wants to be there for it. This is for his birthday.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
And some genius has actually used AI in kind of a good way, I think, to make a picture of Donald Trump as a baby in a little baby play area thing that's in the same shape as the UFC stadium that they've built.
It's very that. It's very I think it's it's taking everything that's bad about America and putting it on show for everybody.
Yeah. There you go. There's the picture for people watching at home. There's Donald Trump in his little playpen outside the White House.
I don't like I'm not trying to slag off the sport of bare knuckle fighting or whatever it is. Or
I'm happy to slag it off. It's a moron sport for fucking morons.
Yeah, it's. I think it's
just barbarous morons who want to watch real violence. I don't mind watching cartoon violence or film violence. I know that's not real, but actually watching a man cause mental health, concussion to another guy, mental health problem. The not mental health, concussion. What's it called? Neurological disorders.
Neurological
And it's
damage.
why all these, we know wrestling's fake, but like they do real damage to their fucking heads, and this is why all these
Yeah.
wrestlers die at the age of 50. There's like so many of them died young because
Yeah.
they've taken so many knocks to the head. You see
Well,
this with
that
American
and-
football players as well, because they're wearing the
And-
helmets, they're going harder, but your
Yeah,
brain is like floating in your skull, and if it bashes your skull because you knock against something, it concusses your brain and it fucks it.
You also have to remember most of those wrestlers are on steroids, and
Yes.
that doesn't help either.
Oh,
So,
did you see the enhanced games? Did you see anything about that? And that was on.
what?
So in Las Vegas last month, they had the enhanced games, and it was like the Olympics, except everyone was off their tits on steroids.
Hysterical, actually.
And it was fucking awful. And
I
only
can
one
imagine.
world record was broken, and that was in a swimming race, and that was by
Alright.
1/600th of a second. So this is
Wow,
a guy
barely.
voided up, and he was wearing a non-regulation, an illegal swimming costume that you wouldn't be allowed to wear in like a swimming suit. That gave him aerodynamics in the water that you're not allowed to wear in the Olympics.
We're gonna make our own games up, and we're gonna make sure it's the opposite rules of the Olympics.
Yes.
That's so dumb. I'm telling you, like the UFC fight, on the lawn, this thing you're describing to me, idiocracy. It's just stolen straight out of the idiocracy script, the very idea of it, and it's being made flesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the idiocracy was all about basically the White House being WWE.
Yeah.
Which it has turned into, and Trump loves it. I mean, this is his base. This is the people who love him.
Well,
no
he's
matter what.
pleasing the people that he likes.
Yeah.
Like him, right? So,
Did you know? I saw the other day the stats, right, on a recent poll on how many Americans think that the economy's doing well in America under Trump.
oh come on! Even they, no. There can't be anybody actually thinking that.
8%. 8%. Yeah,
I was
in
gonna
like
say-
any given thing, 8% of people are going to be absolute gibbering morons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But 92% of Americans are like, yeah, this isn't going well.
You know what that is? Do you know what that is?
Fuel,
though?
I guess. Gasoline.
Petrol. Gasoline.
Because it's hard to fuck your car when it doesn't have a full tank.
Yeah.
Americans love to fuck their cars.
Well, they have to use their cars, because everything is so far away from each other. So,
by design.
Because they have cars, and also it's a huge country.
No, they designed it to be like that. Most people just stay in their bit of their country. They don't necessarily drive across the country every other day. We don't even do that in this country. It's a small country. If America was designed in the 20th century around the car, and anything that was built in like the Victorian era, or it wasn't the Victorian era over there, but whatever it was, the Civil War era, they knocked it all down. They knocked it all down because it was livable cities where you just walk to all the amenities. They made it so you couldn't function unless you had a car. Now you've got this MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and not only are you not allowed to walk there, like they're going to stop people from walking there, because there's no roads. It's just, there's no sidewalk. There's no pavements. It's just
Pure
motorways.
road.
So it's like circled by a motorway. But so no one's allowed to walk there. But also, I found out yesterday, no one's allowed to park the car there either.
Well, how's anyone going to get there?
They've got to take the public transport, right? There's a train,
is this for
and there's a bus, and it's like $150.
Yeah, sorry.
Per
This
person,
is for the World
family
Cup,
of
right?
four, $600 to get
It's
your
the
family
World
of four to the World Cup.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of empty stadiums. I really do. I think we're going to see a lot or eventually what will happen is this very idea of overcharging people and stuff. They're just going to have to bus people in to make up, to paper the seat.
So I was thinking they would do, but there was a friendly that went on Saturday, I think, and it was pre-tournament friendly between New Zealand and England, and it was in Tampa in Florida, and it was like a 65,000 seater stadium, and they only sold about 13,000 tickets. So they had
That
50,000 empty seats.
That must have looked horrendous on
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, because you could see it. I mean, they put all the people as close to the pitch as possible and tried to keep all the angles low. But every time you saw like a wide shot, you saw it was like empty.
You saw it was empty.
Empty rows. And you're like, you've got to get to a point, right, where ironically your love of money stops you from making money. Because you get too greedy and everyone's like, fuck off.
Well, yeah, you know what? I think that there's a backlash in the offing here, especially when we look at the World Cup and their ridiculous prices and everything else you're talking about, your public transport and whatever. I think here people are getting particularly fed up with the concerts.
Yeah.
The fact that you have to, some concerts you actually have to register into a lottery, and the incredible prices, over £100 to go see whatever artist. I mean, it's way too much, and people are going to start talking with their feet, as in not showing up.
Well, we're seeing this with concerts in America. They're calling it blue dot fever or something, or blue dot disease.
Oh, yes.
There's loads of empty seats for these artists.
I think what's happened there, though, is we had some very ambitious promoters. And the promoters thought that their artists that they were putting on tour were going to be a lot more popular than they assumed it to be. Yeah. The Pussycat Dolls.
Well, this is it. Like
they can't play.
They saw what Taylor Swift did in the Eras tour and went, "We need to do this. We need to do a massive tour with loads of special." And the thing is, like Taylor Swift, she's built up that following for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
And she her following are maniacs. Like they are crazy. They are a group in their own, and they will spend whatever is point. And I've got to give this to Taylor Swift though. She didn't use surge pricing, although Oasis did and other bands have. The surge pricing.
She didn't use surge pricing. Her prices were ridiculous anyway. If I'm not mistaken, some of those seats were £600.
Yeah, some of the seats were like right down at the front and stuff. But you get seats at the Eras tour for 70 quid each. Which is what I paid to go and see Simon and Garfunkel 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was a rip-off, but
But yeah, I would have told you that would have been. But anyway, I mean, come on, they're so old.
They weren't that old 20 years ago. Maggie Pie, thank you so much for the 20 Swedish krona. There, US Conservatives definitely have a humiliation kink. Hey, listen, before we get back onto the politics, Scott, talking about gigs, have you seen the footage of the Ariana Grande gig at the weekend?
No.
You know, she looked painfully thin when she was doing the tour, the promotion tour.
Is it worse?
Yeah.
Really?
She looks really fucking ill. And like, she's not moving like she used to. She used to have quite a groove on her. And people are like, well, she's 30 now. And I'm like, yeah, pretty sure when I was 30, I could still get a groove on, man.
Fuck off.
And honestly, mate, you know, when you can see someone's bones here and it's like just really, really prominent. It's just, oh, man. And there's people writing online, oh, you look beautiful. And I'm like, fucking hell, stop it, you stupid twat. This is exactly what happened with Karen Carpenter.
Right.
Are you looking up pictures?
Karen Carpenter, she was such a mess, though, that she didn't flaunt it. She didn't...
No. Well, she never really wanted to be in the limelight. She wanted to be the drummer and hide behind the drums.
Yeah.
If she had done that, she'd probably still be with us.
I'm seeing a radiant Ariana Grande returns to the stage. Oh wait, that was from 2021.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think she's eaten since then, mate.
That was definitely Karen Carpenter's problem. But Karen Carpenter, the thing is, she wore clothes that covered up how skinny she was.
Yeah.
And it was only started to be obvious when she was having a hard time playing the drums because she couldn't hit hard enough. Yeah. So
there was an article that was written about her in one of the the music periodicals like Rolling Stone or something that referred to her as chubby, and it really set her off. on
They
that
did
road,
those.
and it's like, what the fuck? And that was
But no
that
one.
many years ago. But I was
Mm,
watching an interview with Carol Vorderman the other day,
mm,
and she was talking about when she was 39 years old, so younger than us, right?
mm.
She went out to a night at BAFTAs or whatever, and she wore a dress that was above the knee. And there was an episode of Kilroy, which was an old, show where they used to ask
I
people in the
remember it.
audience
It was
what
a
they
talk
thought.
show.
Yeah, he was one of the first leaders of UKIP. Actually, he was the
I
proto
remember. I
fucking
remember. Yeah,
Google
he was
thing. Very
one of the
very
original
posh.
funders, right?
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, they actually did a whole episode of Kilroy as should women the age of Carol Vorderman when she was 39
Yeah.
wear skirts above the knee.
Well, thankfully we've moved on from that time.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean,
yeah.
in regards to Ariana Grande, um, she might not be well,
Yeah.
or she just might be seriously abusing those GLP ones.
Yeah.
It's
I,
something.
Graham Price here says, I don't begrudge her success. She's talking about Taylor Swift here, but she released the same album 4 times with slightly different track listing or artwork to make the kids buy the same album multiple times. I don't
get
like that. I actually don't mind that because it means that, my stepdaughters will go to Rough Trade Records in Liverpool when we're there and they'll buy records in the shop. Otherwise, that shop is not getting any of, because all they're going to be listening to is Spotify or Amazon
MP3s,
Music
yeah.
or something. They're actually buying the physical things. And
Yeah.
I want Rough Trade to keep going because I want to buy records from there. I don't want it
Yeah.
I don't want records to go away. And
Records.
yeah, well, exactly. And I don't mind. This is something, it's not something new. Radiohead, every band I liked in the 90s, they always brought out 2 CD singles with different B-sides. CD 1 and CD 2, don't forget. So you had to buy them both.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It started getting very lazy though when they just started doing remixes
Yeah.
of the song.
And someone else's remix of one of their songs, and you were like,
exactly.
what?
But you know who did that actually, and I know I'm going to sound very biased here. Do you know who did that very, very well? It was Skunk and Nancy. Skunk and Nancy always had original tracks on there.
Yeah.
Singles.
Radiohead as well. Radiohead for the first 3
Yeah.
albums, they had absolutely banging B-sides.
Yeah.
So did Suede. Suede's B-side. I mean, if you got Sci-Fi Lullabies.
If I'm not mistaken, they've released a volume 2 of their B-sides.
of Sci-Fi Lullabies.
That's how many they have.
Yeah. But they put a bit of effort into it. Do you know what I mean? They don't just like, oh, fuck that song. Some of my favorite songs, The Living Dead was a B-side.
I was going to say some of my favorite Skunk and Nancy songs are B-sides, and they actually did a little re-release of their I think post-orgasmic chill album where they did a double vinyl and they put the B-sides from the singles off that album on there. I've always said they should do a Suede. They need to put all the B-sides on one album and just release it.
It'll be like 67 hours long.
That's I don't know about Skunk and Nancy. No, you'd probably get a double record out of it.
Yeah,
but it would be awesome. They did some really good shit when they, and you could tell some of it was like very off the cuff stuff. Some of it was very low budget. Just putting songs together, and you could tell by. Some of it was just and some of it was just absolutely amazingly produced stuff. And I'm not buying that though because I've already got the fucking album signed. I'm not.
Well, that's it. I mean, the girls can listen to Taylor Swift on their phones, but like having a physical album, they don't have a record player. They buy it as a collector's item, but they don't have the money. It's their pocket money. Do you know what I mean? They don't have the money to buy all of them, all the different variations. They just pick the one with the song they like the best because they've already heard the song. It's not like the old days where you couldn't hear a song. It'll never get played on the radio because it's a B-side. You could only listen to that song if you bought the physical fucking CD, and then you could listen to it.
I actually bought yesterday. I took the plunge and I spent a bit of money, which because I haven't been going out much and. I don't have lots of money or anything like that, but I'm able to treat myself to a couple things, and I bought the 30th anniversary edition of Therapy's Trouble Gum.
All
Um,
right.
yeah, and they released it on 2 vinyls. Again, the other
Are
vinyl
they from
is
Northern Ireland?
yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the other like, so they got the album, the one album,
Yeah.
the Trouble Gum. The other vinyl literally is 12 songs that were the B-sides from the singles
Yeah.
from Trouble Gum, because they released so many singles from Trouble Gum that they actually had like two or three original songs on each single. So they actually was able to, again, like Skunk Nancy, do a whole sort of album of B-sides from that era. So
Yeah.
I bought that recently. I'm waiting for that to show up. And I was actually listening to Trouble Gun today on the way to work, which was sublime. Because I think that there's some albums in this world that are just timeless, and I think that's definitely one of them. It sounds like you could, if you told a kid that has never heard of them and said that they were a brand new band that have just come out with this album,
Yeah.
I think they would believe you. If they listened to it, they would believe you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think it's timeless. But yeah. Anyway, um,
We've got Stratford saying Suede's first was the Drowners EP, and what's this? Radiohead's first was the Drill EP. It's
mm,
true. So yeah, last time I went to see Radiohead, the ticket was 140 quid just for them. I love them, but that's too much, says Graham Price. Yeah.
that's a lot of
I
money.
think the first time I
That's
saw Radiohead, mate, it was £12.50. I'm so old.
a...
I'm so old.
I'll tell you, actually, I saw this old video the other day. It was like an advertisement, like a long sort of like promo of a tour that went around America, which was Anthrax, Megadeth,
Yeah.
um, Alice in Chains, and I think there was another band as well. I can't remember who. And they were advertising, and they were all saying, "Yeah, it's $20 a ticket." Like it was something really expensive when they were going,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's $20 a ticket." It's like
Yeah.
that was $20 a ticket to see like literally the three of the biggest metal bands and opening the show to be one of the biggest artists of that generation. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, but that's back in the day, isn't it? My mom used to tell me about going to see the Beatles for, you know, whatever it is, like whatever a shilling or a sixpence or whatever the fuck it was,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just the movement of time, isn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, and there's some good points being made in the chat here. Annie's talking about going to see the Pixies, and it cost him £105. So yeah,
That's too much.
I
And
know,
Kim
but
Deal's
like,
not even in it
it's the
anymore.
only way. It's the only way the bands can make money anymore because they can't make it through Spotify. Have you
I
heard about the latest Spotify thing? AI Spotify thing. They've done a deal
um
with Universal Music, right?
mhm.
And it means that their artists have said that people can make their own AI generated versions, like remixes of the songs, and they'll get a cut of it, even though it's an AI remix.
Mm.
They'll get their penny for every 1,000 plays of it or whatever it is. So it's a way of kind of saying,
Like,
well, AI is here to stay. Let's try and make it in a way that the artist still gets getting paid. But because it's
yeah.
Spotify, the artist gets paid absolute pennies unless they are like Harry Styles or that Ariana Grande
Yeah,
or someone.
yeah. Whoever is
But yeah, a lot of bands. It's so
ridiculously.
expensive to tour now, and if you want someone who's ruined British bands more than anyone else on this fucking planet, it's not it's the Mumford and Sons. But apart from the Mumford and Sons,
Ah,
it's
it's
Nigel
true.
Farage. Nigel Farage. He's
He
made
fucked
it
them.
so difficult to
Yeah.
travel around Europe.
Europe, which is where they all made their money.
Yeah,
And actually conquering Europe was more important than conquering the UK for a lot of bands.
yeah.
Uh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Uh, Again, when we talk about Skunk and Nancy, they're superstars in Italy. Like they play multiple nights in sold out arenas in Italy. You know what I mean? They were one of those bands that went out and they toured Europe a lot, and they got such a big, huge following.
Yeah.
So, and other bands used to do the same, and because of Brexit, they can't now. So yeah, I don't know if
Nigel
that's
Farage.
like the reason why they are trying to recoup the cost in your ticket sales.
Yeah.
But yeah, touring has become expensive, but that's because everybody keep putting their prices up on shit. So, and then certain people want to maintain the status quo, maintain their what's the phrase I'm looking for? Their way of life, right?
Yeah.
The way they,
the
way they're accustomed,
the style into which they're become accustomed.
Yeah, exactly. That was the turn of phrase I was looking for. Yeah. So, yeah.
But you're not wrong. I mean, the pricks who have taken over in so many ways in the last sort of 20 years, the greedy pricks. And you know what? They'll always come a cropper, because they'll get to a point like with this World Cup. And to be honest with you, Scott, I think you're absolutely right with the World Cup. I think they will bus in people and there won't be any empty seats. They'll just get some homeless people in, to just sort of some soldiers.
Yeah, they will literally pull,
or they get some cardboard cutouts,
extras. Yeah. It will literally be that.
Yeah.
And it will be, I remember, I'm not going to say what shows, but there were concerts that were put on when I was working at a music promoter, that sold so badly. They had a stack of tickets at the reception for all staff to just take as many as they could.
Yeah.
And all, take your family to the show.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't have it that empty, because the band, it would look bad to the band.
Yeah.
The band would be like,
well, you would, wouldn't you?
You didn't sell any tickets for us. Like, you're a promoter.
Yeah. Maggie Pie, thank you very much for the 50 Swedish krona. Can you give me some sympathy? I stretched my septum recently and my nose is so pissed off at me. It's incredibly bloody sore and I'm grumpy right now. Oh, Maggie. Okay, sending love and septum love to Maggie. I hope it gets better soon.
Stretched septum love to you.
Stretch.
You can get the big rings for a septum, but it will just tie into the middle of a very small sort of attachment that holds into your nose, and then it comes out a lot bigger. So you don't really need to stretch it up too much.
Well, I don't know if Maggie accidentally stretched her septum or did it on purpose.
It sounds like she did it on purpose.
Okay.
She did it on purpose if she put a bigger ring in than was there before.
Okay.
That's literally deliberate.
Okay. Fair enough. But you still get my sympathy, Maggie Pie.
I've done it. I've stretched piercings up myself, like my ear. Which one? This one. It's a plug. So yeah, I've stretched that up, and then another piercing I once upon a time had, I do not anymore, and that's all you need to know
about. Chris says, "Oh, ouch, Maggie. Hopefully you'll feel better soon, and your nose will forgive you."
It will. It'll be fine.
But I bet it's one of those things, when you like, when you got like a sore in your mouth or something, you can't stop tonguing it, and you got like a sore. And
dude, I have one right here.
Oh, and you just can't stop doing it.
Oh, it fucking kills.
And if you just stop it would fucking heal.
Yeah, it fucking kills. It is the smallest little spot. It kills me. Right there at the moment. Yeah, it's awful.
Anyway, so we were talking about sort of the humiliation of America, really. Because it's not just Trump. You got Trump, where he said to Israel, do not retaliate against Iran, and they did. They just fucking did. They went, all right, and then they just ignored him and just did exactly what he asked them not to do.
America, the most powerful country in the world, where a literal dictator will go against everything you say.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean,
but just because to show you
Netanyahu's not a dictator. They can get rid of him in October. There's elections coming up in October. They can get rid of him in Israel, and he is panicking right now. That's why he's doing what he's doing. He's panicking because once he's out of office, he's going to get done for corruption because there's loads of corruption charges. Because it's not just enough for people like Putin and Farage and Trump and Netanyahu to be evil. They're also really, really corrupt. They're also just 100% feather in their own nest. But yeah, so basically Trump has repeatedly claimed for the last 2 months that 3 months now, is it nearly? It was the end of so it's March, April, May. Yeah, it's 3 months this has been going on for. Yeah. Jesus. He keeps saying, "Oh, there's going to be a ceasefire. There's going to be a peace treaty. There's going to be a ceasefire," and nothing.
Oh, this is him. It'll be done in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2
weeks. 2 weeks. He always says 2 weeks, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But like, at some level, surely. I mean, unless his dementia is that far advanced.
Everyone must know and see it now. Surely.
The Iran war has achieved the absolute opposite of everything Trump promised. He said he wasn't going to start any new wars. So he's trying to say, well, it's not a new war, or it's not a war, or it's not, I didn't start it, or something. He's trying to get around it by saying, I never said that. And
then eventually
we have all this footage of you saying it time and time again that you're not going to start a new war.
Oh, yeah, but he admitted it to, I think it was, I don't know if it was CNN or, I can't remember. There's an interview recently.
Yesterday when he stormed off?
When he stormed off, yeah. And he actually admitted, he's like, well, they're a very powerful country, and we can't allow them to have that much power. And it's like, oh, but it's okay for you. We can trust you.
But like America first, it was supposed to be America first, but it's turned into Israel first. Whatever and it's been admitted that they only went into this situation in what's the fucking place called in Iran because Israel demanded it. They went do this, and they went okay then. That's not America first. Now Americans are paying more for the gas. They're paying more for their food as well, which Americans hate doing that, because they love their food, they love their gas.
I like it.
They love huffing both. But the it was a foreign policy gamble that everyone who knows anything about the Middle East, or just anything about world history, or just anything about anything, could look at it and go, that's going to be a disaster, mate. And all it's done is handed Iran the most powerful weapon in the world. I would argue that this is more powerful than a nuclear weapon. Because if you drop a nuclear weapon on a country, that you're going to piss off that country. But you're not going to fuck the whole world. Whereas, because there's other countries. Whereas, like, this is fucking the whole world. And it's driving the whole MAGA thing is about drill, baby. It's all about oil. It's all about oil extraction. And this is driving the forces. I'm sorry, keeping you up here. Driving the forces of net zero more than anything else. Laos, the country of Laos in Southeast Asia, has banned the import of internal combustion engine cars. It's electric only from now on. Laos! I mean, fucking hell. It's crazy, and the Strait of Hormuz. This is the nuclear weapon that's been handed to Iran. I think they may have thought about using it in the past and thought, oh, would we get away with that? They were backed into a corner, so they thought, well, we may as well give it a go. They did it, and it fucking worked. It absolutely worked.
You know what? That TV behind you, the only thing it has been showing is Donald Trump. Actually,
I'm trying to sit in front of it.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that's BBC News. All it has shown is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's the only thing it seems to have some ships there. Is that the Strait of Hormuz? I love the Strait of Hormuz.
This is the American show. That's why this is the American show. It's called The Context, and it's about
a body of water that the average person knew nothing about 6 months ago.
Are you saying that I'm not an average person?
No, you're not. You've traveled the world.
I've traveled through the Strait of Hormuz on a cargo ship. Boom, get me. From
you're
Dubai to Karachi.
Okay. No one else.
On the CMA-CGM Jade.
And it's funny because when you listen to sort of like, I don't know, like I still listen to LBC every so often. More just for background noise, but people talking about the Strait of Hormuz, they knew what that was 6 months ago.
Yes,
they did.
No, they didn't.
They had no idea.
Oh, come on! You always get this. We had this during COVID when everyone became an epidemiologist overnight.
Oh, amazing!
The war starts, like everyone's a big war expert. They're all like a military historian.
Yeah, I know.
You see the football. Everyone's a football manager, and the armchair manager. Oh, you want to get him out on the pitch? Oh, If that was me, I'll do this, and we would win them. Yeah,
that's very English. It's a very English. I think it's a very British
British thing. But yeah, they were talking this morning about the Americanization of football. They're doing quarter time in this World Cup, you know.
Let's get the ad breaks in.
Yeah, for 23 minutes and 67 minutes or something. Yeah, they're going to stop for 3 minutes for a refreshment break.
No, it's called a commercial break.
No, but they're saying it's for refreshments.
Yeah, no, I understand that. That's what that's the line. But the truth of it is, we all know it's the TV commercial break.
Yeah,
and big business has said you have to do this.
Yeah. Ernie Burns makes this really good point here. Geography is the ultimate weapon. Just ask Afghanistan and Vietnam. It was my argument for staying in the EU was just geography. That was it. You know, forget everything else. It's geography.
Well,
it's right on our doorstep.
Yeah.
So we want to get the best deal possible with them. And the best deal you could get with the EU is being in the EU. Not just being in the EU, but being in the EU, a load of opt-outs with a rebate on how much money we had to give them. And a seat at the top table. And we were the 3 senior members of the EU. We had more MEPs than all the other countries, apart from France and Germany. No, actually, I think apart from just Germany, had more MEPs than us. We had more MEPs than anyone, because it's based on population, isn't it?
Mm.
Well, it was when we were there. Don't know what's happening now. We're not allowed in. But yeah, so I mean, this has got to. And you've seen Trump is getting more and more demented, like his interviews and stuff. He walked out at the weekend, and he keeps denying what he said in the same conversation. He'll say something, and then the journalist will say, "Oh, you just said this," and he go, "No, I just said that."
I know.
Maggie Pie, thank you very much for the 20 Swedish krona. BB to prison. BB go to prison for corruption. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah. But yeah, what's his name? Putin would be in jail for corruption. Trump would be in jail for corruption. Netanyahu would be in jail for corruption, except they are the leaders of their countries. So for some reason, they get diplomatic immunity like Joss Ackland in Lethal Weapon 2, right?
That's
right, Scott.
So crazy to me.
Why the fuck is Nigel Farage a free man? Why is that fucker not in jail? Because he is corrupt as the day is long.
He's corrupt, but also, I think
more of the daylight, the more he does wrong.
I think he should have been arrested for that video he did last week.
Yeah, I think he should have been arrested 2 years ago for what he said after the Southport attacks.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I heard it's an asylum seeker. You know what to do, lads. Wink, wink.
Yeah. I mean, no, but he literally told people to rage.
Yeah.
That to me is a massive dog whistle.
Rage.
Yeah, cold rage. That's a dog whistle if I've ever heard one. That is you telling the dogs to go. And you and the sheep, they went out and they did it. Thankfully it wasn't on the scale to what it was after the Southport killings, but it's enough. Oh, have you seen that new thing that what's going on now with these reform nuts? They're taking the knee.
Oh, yes. Because they don't quite understand what the context was of that. Because we're getting discriminated against all the time, Scott, for being white.
For being white.
Ian, you legend, says, sorry I'm late and I'm playing catch. You had to apologise for anything, Ian, because you allowed me to press this button and confetti. Yay, confetti!
That's crazy.
No need to apologise, Ian. You rock. And Maggie Pie also rocks. Thank you very much, Maggie. BB has obliterated Israel's reputation abroad. Yeah, absolutely agree.
Oh, 100%.
And I think he's made life very, very difficult for Jews all over the world, the stupid bastard.
He is the reason for the rise of anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And like, I've got Jewish friends who say this, and I feel a bit dodgy saying it because it's like, well, isn't this my place? But it is fucking true.
That's because true.
You look at how people treated Jews when there was no excuse to be horrible. And now it's like, well.
We got loads of excuses because this guy's gone out and done all this bullshit. Yeah. And then, but it's the same thing. Donald Trump is the cause of anti-American sentiment across the world. Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're so crazy that they think, right? Yeah. That, that everybody wants to do what they're doing. They're not.
George Dawes, thank you very much for the £2 super chat, by the way. Average people these days don't know geography. Yeah, you're absolutely right, I would say. But I blame schools for that. I blame, not schools, sorry, the national curriculum that was invented by people who went to private schools that don't have to follow the national curriculum. For everyone else who went to a state school in this country, we had to follow the national curriculum.
Yeah,
and
so
one of the things they made sure
was that they can learn more.
Yeah, we weren't taught where any of the countries were.
Yeah, but they know exactly where everything is.
They know everything. They're taught all that. They're taught all the bravado and the arrogance and the incessant whinging until they get what they want. But yeah, so I was talking about everything that Trump tried to achieve with this has gone all the other way. So Iran is more powerful than ever. The leadership has stayed in place. There was a mass. Remember at the beginning of the year, Scott? Remember there was a mass protest on the streets of Iran. And Trump was encouraging it, saying, "Yeah, go on, we'll sort you out," and then left them all to die.
Overthrow your government.
Yeah, and then left them all to die.
But they kept the government. Well, they overthrew it and kept their sons in power instead.
Yeah. But now at the weekend there was a massive protest in Tehran in support of the government
because they want to get rid of the Americans.
Yes. So literally everything that Trump was. That he promised his people, and like you see videos now of people saying to Trump supporters, "Oh, what do you think of this?" And they've got nothing to say. All they can say is, "Well, at least he's not trans." What the fuck? I mean, oh my god.
We don't know what's under that diaper.
Oh, probably not much. Apart from all the shit. But yeah, however this ends, Scott, right? This what's going on with Iran, which I would call a war. They are not going to get a better result after all of this than what Obama got in 2015 when he negotiated the original agreement with Iran to inspect their nuclear facilities. After all that, they're not going to get a better deal.
No.
And Trump got rid of that on day one because he said, "Oh no, I'll get a better deal. I'll get a bit." Here we are, 8 years later.
He'll lie and say he did. He'll lie. When he gets the deal, he goes, "This is so much better. This deal is the best deal ever."
Yeah.
In the history of everything ever.
Yeah. Oh, the Kennedy Center's changing the name back to the Kennedy Center.
Yeah, people got very
There's no more Trump Memorial Center, which is like a weird fucking thing to have. But
is he still going with his sort of marble arch?
Yes, with the gold-plated Statue of Liberty, who has fucking wings for some reason. She's got wings, Scott, and she's painted gold, and it's 250 foot high. So
I do not believe it will be built.
I don't think so either. I mean, it will be an absolute fucking abomination.
I think personally. This is trolling.
Yeah.
It's to wind up the left because the left would find that so unpalatable. So yeah, I think it's definitely trolling. If there's ever construction started on it,
the state of the White House now with the East Wing demolished looks like a fucking.
No, it's crazy.
Looks like a bomb's hit it. And then you got this UFC.
That keeps getting more and more expensive.
It's $1 billion now.
I know. And then when I see Americans that are on my Facebook, old friends and stuff, they talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
And they're really, really upset about it. Like, what the fuck is my money paying for? Are you serious right now? I can't afford a tank of gas.
Yeah.
Do you know
what else has made a comeback in America? Screwworm. And do you know why it's made a script? This is a worm that affects cattle. It can affect humans as well. It's a flesh-eating parasite.
Lovely.
And they got rid of it in the USA, but because Trump has defunded the borders, ironically enough, when it comes to sanitation control, phytosanitation or whatever it's called, to stop parasites coming into the country, screwworm's back in the United States, which is going to drive up the cost of hamburgers. So yeah, like I say, everything he's tried to do He's like the Midas touch, except it's shit. Like everything he touches turns to shit. Just
It's
shit.
the opposite
shit,
of
shit.
the Midas touch.
Just the
It's
shit. He's really
the shit touch.
shitty little hands, and he goes around touching things, and it just all turns to shit.
The shit touch.
Federal judge, according to Chris C, is saying a federal judge has ruled Trump's $100,000 fee for H-1B visas unlawful. Yes.
Well, that makes sense.
Did you hear there's some Scottish supporters who were told at the last minute they weren't allowed to go to America?
Yep.
That's nice, wasn't it?
The country that he loved so much, his mother was Scottish. I love Scotland. I have a golf club there.
Do you know what? If I had the fucking money, right, I'd make a hostile fucking takeover. But no, I'd go to the Scottish government and say, I want to compulsory purchase that fucking golf course of Trump's, right? And the SNP hate him, so they'll be like, yeah, right. And I'll put a fucking wind farm on it. The cunt. See how you like that?
Take a big, huge dump on it.
Yeah, on the 18th hole, use it as a toilet.
Yeah,
loads of wind farms.
The 18th hole as
loads
a
of
toilet.
Wind turbines. I mean, the Statue of Liberty.
Put a wind turbine in every hole that's part of the golf course.
Yes.
18 of them.
Yeah. 18.
Just and all of them have like a finger, they're painted a middle finger on each blade of the fan, the wind, whatever. So every time, and then have it so that when it turns really quickly, it looks like one solid middle finger that's projected through sort of animation.
Yeah. But everything seems to be going wrong for Trump at the moment, which is wonderful.
We're
Republicans are starting to break ranks. 18 House Republicans this week, or last week now, they've joined Democrats to pass Democrat assistance to Ukraine.
Really?
Yeah. Which is, Trump's obviously opposed to that because he's on the side of Russia because they've got the PP tapes.
Yes.
Didn't Hitler like being pissed on as well? Wasn't that his little sexual fetish?
Oh, don't. You know what? Listen, I'm arguing with people online about water sports.
That's because that woman who's pregnant said that she's going to have a golden shower baby shower.
Yeah.
And a lot of left-wingers are like, found
there are lefties sitting there going, how could she?
It's Bonnie Blue, isn't it? I fucking hate her because she's a UKIPper, refucker, motherfucker.
She's an idiot, right? But she is a sex worker, right? And as someone who's a liberal, right, I believe sex work is work, and she is going to work, and people are going, it's going to harm her baby. Being covered in piss will not harm her baby.
Some people have sex to make the baby come.
It's literally women have sex the whole time they're pregnant if they're right partnered, because actually being pregnant makes them more horny. Like I from what I understand.
From what you understand as a gay man. From my extensive experience of sleeping with pregnant women.
But the baby is in utero, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if she gets pissed on by 100 guys, it's not going to affect her baby. Yeah. Now, you can have a moral disagreement with that. Yeah, and that's fine. You can think morally, but your morals, right? If someone is not being harmed, right, and things are being done safely, we don't call social services on them. Okay. That's what's bothering me. It's like this whole normalization of going, we must call social services on the baby that's not been born yet. And it's like,
have you got into loads of trouble on TikTok? What's saying that?
I've had to fight for my life a little bit in those comment sections, but I'm sticking to my guns on it. And again, it's like people are, I've got literal comments, people are like, this is very unsafe. She can get STDs. And I'm like, do you really? And of course she's going to say, I've invited the public. No, she hasn't. She's got a bunch of porn stars in, right? And a lot of porn stars look like regular people, and they're obviously going to be screened. She's not a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think people think she's stupid because she says these things. She doesn't mean that. There's no fucking way that members of the public are just gonna rock up and piss on her. That's insanity.
Yeah. Graham
But
Price says, I went to make a cup of coffee, and I came back hearing about people peeing on each other. ... He's disgusted. Disgusted of
I'm
Liverpool.
sorry, but yeah, no, it is an argument I've been having on TikTok. I don't know why it bothered me so much, and I think it's because the two men who I've seen talking about this are very liberal.
But they're not, mate. They're
Yeah,
not.
but
The
they're clearly
champagne
not.
socialist isn't. He'll do a
No.
video now and again. That's absolutely brilliant. I love it. And then now and again, he'll do a video and I'll be like, what? He
Well,
comes across to me as a little bit socially conservative.
He is, actually. And when it comes to, there was another video where he started slagging off polyamory and saying that like, and at the end of the day, polyamory, right, has nothing to do with you. Like, who
Yeah.
gives a fuck if people want to have those sort of relationships?
Yeah.
And he kind of went, who would do this, blah blah, but he was so judgmental about it, and it was just like, dude, like, that's a shit take. And the other one is a homosexual, so I kind of thought he'd have a little bit more understanding of what it was like to be pissed on.
That happened a lot.
The homosexuals love it.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know.
Yes.
Well, that explains Trump then, doesn't it? Closet homosexual. I mean, he does like going on about the size of men's genitalia and how sexy other men are. He does mention that a lot, doesn't he?
It is very weird how he talks about.
And what's his favorite song?
YMCA. But it is very, very. I think the fact that he talks about the size of other
Trump
men's
is gay.
penises. No, it's insecurity. It's deflection.
Maggie Pye says Trump has started blacklisting YouTubers as enemies. I've heard about that. Scott, do you know what?
Yeah.
What a badge of honor. What a badge of honor if you got blacklisted by Trump.
That means that Donald Trump knows who you are.
Yeah.
When I got blocked by J.K. Rowling, I literally celebrated and I posted it everywhere. I'm like, she has seen my profile. She has read my shit. Yeah. She knows I think she's a piece of shit. Yeah. And that is enough for me. That's success.
Yeah.
You know, but because I came for Rosie Duffield. Rosie Duffield instantly blocked me. Yeah. Posted my username on her thing. I got a lot of shit. And J.K. Rowling was one of them. She blocked me. I'm still very proudly blocked by J.K. Rowling. However, on my alternative account, I can see whatever the fuck she's posting if I want to.
Blue Badger 1988. Hey all, how are we doing? Isn't it funny that Trump's tough guy routine basically makes everyone else stronger? Yeah. I like the way that you block people on YouTube because they can still watch this video. They just can't comment or leave. They can't join the chat. They can't comment.
Don't talk about.
I love that.
Let's not talk too much about blocking, all right? That'll trigger me right now.
Okay,
like I'm in an emotional place about that. Right.
All right. Well, let's move on quickly. No, but Republicans, right, are turning on Trump. So you know this grand ballroom that he wants to build, the Bollock Room. Mm-hmm. It's gone up to $1 billion, and there's a Republican senator called Lisa Murkowski who has publicly come out and said this can't fucking happen.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, and
put it back the way it was.
4 Republicans joined Democrats to limit presidential powers regarding Iran, and Trump has called them grandstanders and accused them of attacking America. You've got the World Cup disaster in slow motion. Like we say, we get this before every World Cup. We had this before Qatar. We had this before Russia. We had this before South America, South Africa. Sorry. So it might look all right in the end, but it might not. There might be some real fuck ups during this. They don't seem too ready for it. I think. I don't know.
They have no. You know what? When it comes to football, soccer, right? Americans have no idea about the fans of soccer outside of America. They don't know anything about it.
No.
They might have seen.
Yeah, I've seen some hot takes, mate. I've seen some American hot takes, and they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they don't understand the passion of football fans. They
Yeah.
don't. They think that they're passionate about American football. Like, you know, I'm passionate about vagina as much as America is passionate about American football. I am as passionate about penis as other people in the world are passionate about football.
Well, in 2002, in the summer, well, the winter for where I was in New Zealand. I was in a
Yeah.
backpacker bar in Christchurch in New Zealand, and we were watching the World Cup match, right? So this was World Cup, Japan and South Korea, I think, and there was an American there being loud and brash and American. You know what they're like, Scott. And he's in the bar, and he's the only American. You don't get that many American backpackers. Americans just don't go backpacking. It's one of my objections to the movie of The Beach, which was directed by a British director, Danny Boyle. It was written by a British writer, Alex Garland. And in that, the main character, Richard, I think his name is, he's British. Obviously, he's a British backpacker. That makes sense to his character and the things he does in the story. An American backpacking on his own through Southeast Asia? Fuck off. I mean, like, you might get one now and again. Yeah, I know, but like they really stick out. Like this guy in Christchurch, right? I mean, here I am, 24 years later, and I still remember this guy going, in a few years' time, I think America's gonna win this World Cup. And I was just like, no, because there's no passion for football in America. They just don't.
They don't do terribly. They make,
but it's seen as a girls' game.
Yeah, I know.
For kids growing up, it's not seen as like.
No, I know.
In the UK, football is a fantastic way for working class kids to do really fucking well, which doesn't require them to sell drugs. Doesn't require them to buy them either, but they often do. But and now I'm seeing on TikTok on YouTube hot takes of Americans saying exactly the same thing as that knobhead from 24 years ago. America's gonna win this. There was a guy, he was looking at the friendly match that America had against Germany the other day, which let's be very clear, Germany won 2-1. Going, well, we scored 1 goal against Germany and they're a really good team, so I think we can win this.
Really good team. They fucking won it. Like multiple times. They literally
understood that, like, you don't get battered in football usually. You know, it's not 10-1. You get 1-0 up and then you just fall back and make sure they can't score another goal. Yeah. It's like, I think we could have won this. I'm like, for God's sake.
It's like losing weight, isn't it? You get to a certain goal weight and then you're like, okay, now I just need to maintain. I don't need to keep the effort of pushing it. So,
but you know what? I don't just want to slag off Trump and the Republicans and MAGA and FIFA. The Democrats are fucking shit. What are they doing? You know, in 2020, they had control. They won control of the presidency, the House, and the Senate. What did they do with it, Scott? Fuck all. They could have changed America massively in those couple of years. They had 2 years to do it, right? And they did fuck all.
They could have changed the world.
They could have thrown Trump in bloody jail.
Yeah.
But they went, oh no, we'll go through this whole process of impeaching. Why? He committed crimes. He committed actual crimes that anyone else would go to jail for. He's not an elected representative anymore. He's not a member of the Senate. He's not a member of the House of Representatives. He's not a mayor. Citizen. He's a civilian, right? As a citizen. Fucking throw the book at him. And they went, no, we're going to do it the proper way, Scott. We're going to do it by the book. And you're like, but if you do it by the book, when it goes into the Senate, it's got to get 2/3 majority for it to go to a conviction. And that jury is so biased, it's painful. It's like saying to someone, right, you've got to pick 12 people to be on the jury, right? So we're going to give you 6 people to pick. And they're like, but I committed the crime. Yeah, I know. What? And it has to be unanimous.
I understand in a way where the Democrats come from on that, because they think that if they keep the traditional norms of government, that when it comes to them not being in office anymore, people will do the same. But they have learned this time that that's not the case.
Trump is not a normal political opponent.
Yeah, but also Trump is also.
Have they learned though?
Yeah.
Have they learned?
They've put politicians in jail for standing up against ICE and things like that. You know, like what more do you what more do you need? It's going to take. What's going to happen? It's going to be someone like.
They just seem to be lying down and taking it and just going, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll wait till it all blows over and then we'll clear up the mess. And you're like,
This
you
is it.
stupid
This is
bastards.
it. Yeah,
In the
and they tried
meantime,
to
the
do that
world
last
suffers.
time.
We're suffering. Our mortgages have gone up. Our rent is going up in our country because of Trump.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with us. Not our country. Not our leader. And these twatty Americans who go, why do you care about American politics so much, Graham? And I'm like, because it affects us, you stupid twat. So in the same reason, I don't give too much of a shit about the government in Lesotho at the moment. It doesn't really affect me, but America, it definitely affects my life.
Yeah.
There's things that we've had to sack off. I'm not going to the island. I was going to go to the island later this year, but I'm not going to go now. I can't because first of all, the fares have gone up, but secondly, we're having to pay more on the house mortgage here. Well, we will have to pay more later in the year when we go to renegotiate. And it's going to go up 200 quid a month because of Trump. And that's just interest. That's not going to take any of the capital off. It's going to be fucking interest. Bastards. But gerrymandering in America, the arms race, the gerrymandering arms race that the Republicans have won, by the way. They totally won that fucking race because the Supreme Courts in all these different states in America were all appointed by Donald Trump and his mates 25 years ago, while the Heritage Foundation were just getting the little claws into the judiciary.
Yeah,
and I think the Democrats have just got too much caution. Same problem with Keir Starmer. Too much caution, too much faith in norms and institutions and procedures, and we are not living in a normal situation.
They're not behaving normally.
No.
So you have to kind of fight fire with fire.
Yes. Like in an oil rig disaster where you have to use an explosion to suck all the oxygen out. Someone needs to suck all the oxygen out of the room that's got Trump in it, so I'm just covering them up. So there's that, and the Democrats, I don't know where they are, mate.
I don't either.
Something horrible happens, like Trump literally just goes and shoots some orphans in the face, and then you got Hakeem Jeffries and that other fucking clown from the Senate going, "Oh, we're going to Chuck Schumer," I'm going to write him a very strongly worded letter that'll sort it out. And you're like, you've got to be kidding me, haven't you?
It's because they're a bunch of, like I said, status quo, old curmudgeons.
Curmudgeons, I love that word.
Yeah.
That's a good word, that curmudgeons.
Curmudgeons.
But yeah, I mean, but repeatedly, no matter what Trump does, his base still fucking love him. I genuinely believe that if he told his base to drink the poison Kool-Aid, I think over 1 million of them would. They'd just take themselves out.
What a great idea. I mean, that would be terrible.
Sometimes the trash just takes itself out. But housing costs, healthcare costs, childcare costs, AI job displacement, energy prices, things that people actually care about, supposedly. They don't care. They just want a UFC fight on the White House lawn. They want a statue of they want the Statue of Liberty with fucking painted gold.
A marble arch.
Given a fucking wings.
A marble arch replica, French.
Some trashy bit of tourist souvenir, fucking bollocks. They've had the reflecting pool drained, and then they've painted it blue for some reason, and then they put water back in, and it looks like a paddling pool because he wants it to look like a paddle. And then did you see the thing he did last week with he did the sizes of these skyscrapers compared with the size of the reflecting pool? And the title of this board, he brought a big board, right? He had a big board behind him, and he was showing everyone his big boards. And it had the reflecting pool, which is flat on the ground, and then next to it he had the Sears Tower, the Empire State Building, and the Freedom Tower. And he was like, "The taller, look, it's bigger, and it's
on the ground. Of course, it's bigger.
Our reflecting pool is taller than skyscrapers." I mean, it may as well be written in Comic Sans font. It was just like, it's like what a child would do to do a show and tell in school. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, my project is about the reflecting pool.
I took the length of the pool and stood it up.
Yeah.
and then compared it to buildings. It makes no sense. It's so stupid.
It is incredibly
bullshit.
Stupid. And then we got Trump's getting deep negative approval ratings. Even for Trump, he's now in the, very firmly in the red when it comes to his sort of his popularity deficit. Least popular president in history, apparently. Yeah. Well, since you can't say that because you didn't do polling back in the Victorian days, but like the
whatever days they want.
Yeah, inflation, energy prices, or gas prices, gasoline prices. The debacle that is Iran, and I think some people are finally waking up to it. I don't want to say this because I don't want to jinx it, but some, not all. He's still 38% of the population are like, yeah, he's doing a great job because he hates those trans people.
Yeah,
for me, so I don't have to hate them because he just does all the hating for me.
Yeah, the transes are the problem. Yeah,
but like, yeah. Why does American institutions continuously fail to stop obvious problems before they become crises?
Money.
Yeah. At least, how shonky and ridiculous and rickety the British system is. At least we got rid of Liz Truss. Like, we didn't have to leave her in office for 4 fucking years. Go, well, she's been elected to office, so what can we do? She's got to stay out the end of her term. It's like, no. She can't do this job. Sack her off.
Moron. She has to go.
She's a moron. She's hiding under a table. Get rid of her.
She's hiding under a table.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Painful. Congress has surrendered authority to the executive branch. How Trump was allowed to run again after January the 6th, absolute abdication of all responsibility.
Yes, a total abdication of responsibility. 150% agree on that.
The courts are all in the pockets of the refuckers, not the refuckers, the Republicans. Well, they are refuckers, so whatever. The repluggers. And Biden was going to go for this election a couple of years ago. Remember this time a couple of years ago when Biden was still in the race, and it was obvious to everyone that he couldn't do it. He had that debate against Trump, and he lost the thread of what he was saying halfway through. And now we find out he was diagnosed with cancer. He was getting up at 7 times in the middle of the night and you're just like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but Donald Trump loses the thread all the fucking time, and people think it's charming.
Oh, people don't care.
That's the funny thing about it.
Yeah, but they don't care about that.
No.
It is very telling that there's so many things that the right wing do. And if someone on the left wing did exactly the same thing, they'll be up in
arms. They go mad.
Go absolutely fucking bananas. Yeah. So, yeah. But do you think, before we go, because we've got to wrap up, we've been rabbiting on far too long. If people want to throw in another 4 super chats very quick, I will offer you a Boba Fetty, not just a confetti, but a Boba Fetty.
I don't mind. You know what, Graham, as well. If you want, I have no problem talking about things that have been going on. If you want, I can't say too much. I know, like before when I mentioned the blocking thing, you were kind of like, "Whoa, let's just move on."
No, because I don't want to. It is personal, but I'd rather if you're going to talk about that, I'd rather you talked about it on the social, because that's more like people tune in to say about what we've been.
Well, it's been a while since I've been on the social as well. And,
well, maybe you could come on Sunday. Go on.
This Sunday, yeah. We'll see what I can do.
I've asked Femi to come on, and I've asked Mike Galsworthy to come on because it's going to be the 10th anniversary of the Brexit vote.
Okay, well, I think when those kind of people are on, it's really hard to sort of open up and
yeah, I know. So let's see if they come on or not. If they don't,
if they're not there, I'll tell you all what's been going on. But yeah,
fair enough. But no, I was going to ask you. Just go back to politics. Sorry. Do you think that America is recoverable? Do you think that it'll be battered and bruised? Yes. It's lost its place. Do you think it'll ever get back to where it was? Or
yeah, and I think it will recover a lot quicker than people think it will. America has a resilience, and I think that Trump will. This whole MAGA thing will be a distant memory at some point, and it will hopefully be looked at as this moment of madness, and then but everything else will just go back almost to its boring place that it was in before. But I do hope that there's some younger people who are going to start coming through in elections and through Congress and et cetera, who are going to shake it up a little bit and realize that obviously, generationally, we got we got to start putting age limits on these
officers.
people.
Yeah.
Joe,
it's funny you say that because we do that for everything else. Like everything
we do it
else,
for
you
driving.
don't have 80-year-old HGV drivers for good reason. You don't have
why
people who are professional footballers into their 60s.
Yeah,
because they can't do the job anymore, and it's not being ageist. It's literally they can't do the fucking job. They're too old to do that particular job.
I don't think
for something as important as and absolutely all-encompassing as being something like the President of the United States or the Prime Minister of the UK or whatever, there's got to be a limit because there is a point when I love David Attenborough, but he's over 100 years old. I would not like him to be the Prime Minister. Do you know what I mean? I love the guy, but it's unfair on him as well. I don't give a fuck about Trump, but I felt it was unfair on Joe Biden that they expected him to do another 4 fucking years.
Yeah. He's 80-something years old. Yeah. I think we have to cap the presidency, the age of the president. I think maybe we could lower, how old someone can be before they become president. I think, what is it now?
35.
I think it is 35.
35.
All right, maybe not. But I think, that's really young. But if I think we cap the sort of like age, we give age limits now to Congress, give them all.
Yeah.
I think our House of Lords is so ridiculous. Just a bunch of old people sitting there falling fucking asleep.
I'm blocking legislation from the lower house, especially with euthanasia.
Exactly.
Twat. Mike Blue, thank you very much for the £2 super chat for the Boba Fetty. And also, you get a bit of kickback here from the chat. People saying it's going to take. This is Vic Stryker saying it's going to take decades for American institutions to recover.
I've
Congress was broken before Trump. SG is saying, I'm sorry, but it's massive copium. There is no recovery from the damage that the USA has caused the world for at least a generation. Vic is saying the Supreme Court was broken before Trump. Diz is making a good point, I think, saying the Constitution needs revising. Maybe, and you could call this copium, right? But maybe as a result of the damage wrought by Trump, you can get enough people, the Republicans and Democrats, to say, well, we can't do that again and put things in place to stop it happening again. But I'm not going to hold my breath for that. It would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Sorry, once in a 250-year opportunity to change things.
I know people very much, will, believe that this is going to take forever to sort out, whatever. I'm not saying it's going to take one presidential term to get it back to sort of normal, but there will be a point where I think once MAGA has run its course, there will be a point where if it's like 10, 15, 20 years down the line, where we all kind of look back at this as a really bad memory.
Well, I hope so.
And I hope so. That you can call it copium if you want, or you can just blatantly call it hope. And I think that's a
hopium.
Hopium.
It's more hopium than copium,
Well, you know what? I've talked about. I know I've mentioned in regards to some of the issues that I've been dealing with in a sense, but what I will say is that I think a lot of how I have dealt with some of the things that have been going on is because I hold on for hope that things will get better.
Yeah,
that's how we get through life. So what's to say that, what's wrong with saying that hopefully our governments will start to get a bit better and work for us?
Well, I stick with what I've been saying about and some people probably think it's copium, but Trump has done a lot of good. Not on purpose, inadvertently, he has driven the world faster towards net zero than any other American president in the history of the world. Because countries are just going, fuck this shit. We can't rely on oil because the price is too volatile. We can't control it.
Yeah.
And he's going, but it's all right. We don't get any oil from the Strait of Hormuz. It's like, yeah, but it's traded on the international market. And there's 20% less oil on the market. It means that they'll sell it to the highest bidder. Do you want to be the highest bidder? Okay, well, you're going to have to pay more then, aren't you, dickheads? But they don't understand this. They don't understand. No. Alexa says Trump will eventually go, but what about JD Vance? He seems more possessed and dangerous. He's got no riz. I honestly believe that Trump will go the same way that Colonel Gaddafi or Pol Pot or Idi Amin or he was a twat in Mugabe. All these fucking wannabe little sad little tin pot dictators. They very rarely, unless they have a specific protege who can take over from them and run the place with that same sort of charisma. I suppose you had that with Maduro taking over from Chavez in Venezuela. But nine times out of 10, Saddam Hussein, Slobodan Milosevic, you name me a dictator or a gobshite like that, and they weren't replaced by anyone. Because they generally take out the people who are competent around them. They'll take out anyone with a bit of charisma around them because they'll see them as a threat.
And then also, I think what happens is the people get fed up with it.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened after Trump the first time.
Yeah.
People went
exhausted.
Yeah, people went
stupid fucking face.
I'm over Biden. No, I'm going to vote for Biden because it brings back a sense of normality. But then what happened is we had then the Democratic government, as you said before, fucking dragging their feet in regards to Donald Trump, that it just kept him in the headlines the whole fucking time. Yeah. And he managed to then start to control the narrative. So that's where it all kind of went wrong. But I think when America voted for Biden, a lot of it was, I can't deal with this shit anymore.
Yeah.
This is too much.
Agreed.
So I think people like JD Vance are going to fall to the wayside. And you're right about him. He is the least charismatic. He has no charisma.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the word. He has not.
Do you know why he likes couches? Because they just lie there, don't they? They just lie there and take it. Yeah. You don't have to chat them up. You don't have to wine and dine them. You don't have to charm them. You don't have to be charming to a couch. You can just fuck it.
Essentially, he says outrageous shit, or he's given outrageous shit to say to make him look more charismatic than he is. So when he says
him going and trying to buy a donut and he didn't know how to speak to people.
Yeah.
He was like, what do you do? And they're like, I sell donuts.
And he's like, okay, I don't know what to do with that. You have to be able to converse. You know what I mean? Like, okay, what's your favorite donut? My favorite donut, I love a chocolate flavored donut. You have to be able to talk to people. If you're just some moron who's been sat there and prepped over and over again to be a politician, and you haven't integrated or mingled with the normal people, then you're fucked. We can say what we want about Donald Trump and his weirdo-ness, but he has always been in the public eye for such a long time. He knows how to talk to fans. He knows how to talk to the people that believe in his message and the things that he has to say. So, because he can talk to those people, it works. J.D. Vance doesn't have that. No. As you said, it's a riz. It's a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, mate. Well, we didn't get our super chats that we needed for the Boba Fetty. I'm sorry to say, but that's
it. Is what it is.
It's okay. We'll try and do it another time. Get to our ultimate goal of getting a Boba Fetty. But we'll call it a night there. It's just coming up to 10:30. So just if you're watching this still, give us a like before you go. We like a like on this channel. If the like animation will turn up, that would be great. You can have the like animation. Right, there you go. Like, give us a like, and if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And if you are subscribed to the channel, that's too big, isn't it? hit the bell notification icon, give it a ring, give the bell a ring, and that'll send you a little notification when we're going live. Like I will be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. to be there bright and early, 9 a.m. to come and watch Morning Brew. And I might just slag Farage off. It's the most profitable thing I can talk about, Scott. Every time I slag off Farage, I make loads of money.
Super chats come flying in.
Yeah, if I do a show about fucking mangroves or something, people are like, why are you talking about mangrove trees, Gray? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't want to pay you for this
or
shit.
movies. I don't want to pay you for this shit. I want you to make funny names up for Trump and Farage. Anyway, so thanks very much for watching. Thanks to my wonderful co-host, Scott Williams, who you can find if you go on to on TikTok on TGA 1976.
Can I just say,
stands for the Gay American.
It does. I'd like to say though that at the moment my social media presence is really down right now, and that's because I have so many different things going on in my personal life that I'm not really ready to. Well, there's things that I'm not overly ready to share on my socials, and and I have stuff that I can't actually really talk about. So,
just stick to the golden showers, mate. You'd be golden. Porn stars, golden showers.
This is it. I don't know why I've done 2 videos about that. There's another video I did recently about a guy who went on to Jeremy Vine, who, was this young kid, and Jeremy Vine's going, all you do is stare at your phone all day. And he went, yeah, and your generation made the algorithm that caused me to do that. So who's the problem? Yeah. And I need to post that video because it's me going, see this kid, when we want him to wipe our asses when we're older, I'll shut up. Yeah. Anyway, Scott, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a great night, all of yous, and hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, Morning Brew. And until then, say thanks for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Good night. Have a good one.